All right, part two on you mugs and scabs. Anyway, right?
Not you're not.
I'm just playing, man. Y'all know I'm just playing. Anyway, um, people like I'm saying, like the youth, they don't even understand the history of it. Like they have a hologram right now of Tupac. It's disgusting how they can
I
make.
actually think I love that hologram. A lot of people love it. It's so good. It's
Yeah,
brings,
yeah, no, I understand all that. That's lovely. I mean, Tupac's energy is it's in mad places. It's 50 Cent, it's in DMX, like that. It's everywhere. Like Tupac's in a lot of people, like, and his energy's here. You know what I mean? And like he said, his only fear of death is reincarnation. Tupac's still here. Anyway, like you got a hologram of Tupac, like with with Dre and Snoop. People don't even understand that Tupac's one of his last singles on Machiavelli, "To Live and Die in L.A." says, "This is California Love Part 2 without gay ass Dre." He was saying that Dre was a homosexual. He was separating himself from Dre early. They weren't friends at the end. It's disgusting that he can even share a stage with his hologram. Like that's what I'm saying. Like people don't understand the history, and the kids growing up now don't even know. They don't even know. Like, yeah, he wasn't cool with Snoop neither. He was dissing Snoop. There's a bunch of Machiavelli mixtapes that were released mainly on the West Coast, and there's so many Tupac songs that still exist that people have never heard, and where he's dissing Snoop.
but
Like,
I'm sure like if like Pac was alive today, like obviously Snoop and Dre look up to Pac. You know, I think everybody does. So it's like they can't. What are they gonna do? Just you know, even if they were like obviously they know that Pac was dissing them, but they still did the hologram with them. Like you
the
can't
youth
help but
don't know that.
respect.
The youth doesn't know. 9 out of 10 people don't know that Tupac had.
But Snoop and Dre,
They know, but they know that they're no. Then that's how it's disgusting because
Pac to respect
they
them.
know they're deceiving people. They're living through Pac. Pac is the one that sold all the records worldwide. He's this martyr. He's everything everybody embodies now as far as rap. They call him the realest rapper ever. You know what I mean? Like you see Pac and remnants of everybody. Like I said, 50 and DMX, people that have went Diamond and all types of things like that. Because Pac, he's still here, like I'm saying, and his influence is definitely here. But for the youth to see a hologram with Snoop and Dre, that's disgusting. I'm sorry, like Snoop should, I mean, Pac hologram should be alone or something. But he can't. He wasn't even cool with Suge at the end. People don't understand that. He was starting his own label, Euthanasia. Like he wasn't even going to be on death row anymore. Like if Pac was still alive, honestly, if you listen to that last interview, he was so ahead of his time, like that. Like honestly, it would have been very difficult for the rap game to even exist how it is today. Like you'd have to come through Pac kind of like now you kind of got to go through like Jay or 50. It's really not many avenues. Like you got Interscope, Def Jam, Sony Columbia. Like you don't really have many avenues. And there's like those um, staples like Eminem and Interscope. They're like staples that you kind of have to go through. Like Joe Budden. Like he couldn't go through Def Jam, so he really didn't have many routes besides indie. So he had to go through Interscope through Eminem eventually. But I'm just saying, like there's these roadblocks like that. And if Pac was around, I don't know how anybody else could really exist because he kept it too real, yeah. Like he just kept it too real, and he was
Well, I'm
talking
sure
about.
a lot of people would be influenced by him, you know.
He'd probably be a politician right now at this point. Probably like running for president or something.
But at the same time, though, there are still people who's trying to get that message across that Pac is getting across now, like Lupe, go Lil.
Yeah, and
Lupe Fiasco though is in Nas. Lupe Fiasco is I think is like just like the new generation of like it's all positivity. Like everything he puts out, nothing is negative. He's not like one of his lines in one of his songs. He talks about how what he'll never do is like ruin the youth, and I think that's so important. And I think that's just like one of the messages he puts out. Like he really wants to make a change in everything. He talks about like I know you would like the fast food, how we shouldn't eat it anymore. Like he really touches like a lot of bases, and I think Lupe is just
yeah, I mean,
he's a great lyricist too.
yeah, I think Lupe is another little Jay-Z.
But you think everybody's but
but they are.
Lupe has his own messages that he's putting out that Jay-Z's not even talking about.
No Church in the Wild is like the same thing as what Lupe is saying. Like, and it reaches more people because it's Jay-Z.
Like, it's no church in the wild about.
We're just talking about like how basically the same thing with the Dr. Sebi stuff. There's no church in the wild, no hospitals in the wild.
That's not what Lupe's talking about. Lupe is Muslim. He's not talking about that at all. He's talking about really, he's really just talking about reaching out to the youth and making a change in like politics, making a change.
Well, yeah, black on black murder, like Jay-Z made that song.
But that's not what Lupe. No, Lupe doesn't talk about. Well, he does talk about that, but he's not talking about like black on black murder.
He's saying it's all black. I love us.
That's what Jay says.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's Jay. Like you know what I mean. But
Lupe didn't say that.
I know. I'm just saying like Jay-Z is. You know he.
I think you need to listen to more Lupe.
I think Lupe is just a straight prodigy of Jay-Z, just like Lil Wayne is.
But he's not. But Lupe's talking about things that Jay-Z doesn't touch on at all.
I'm just talking about. I mean, they do though. I mean, if you really listen to Jay-Z.
I mean, of course, they're going to have some things that they talk about, but I've heard things that Lupe say that I haven't heard. I've yet to hear Jay talk about things I don't think he really cares about. I mean, he may care about.
I don't know. Like, Lupe is just such a nerd. I don't really support like being a nerd. Like honestly, like I really don't support that. Like
but
at all.
He calls himself a nerd, but like you can label him all you want, but the message that he's saying is positive, and that's what I think the youth needs now.
It needs to be activity.
Positivity.
It needs to be activity. It needs to be motion.
Yeah, get out and do something to change. If you don't like something, change it. And that's exactly what Tupac said, and that's exactly what Lupe is saying.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not saying Lupe is totally, bad or nothing, but I'm just saying, like, as far as the music goes, his breathing patterns, his cadence, his delivery, people don't understand these things. That they sound like Jay-Z. Sounds like Jay-Z to me.
Everybody sounds like
Joe Budden sounds like Jay-Z. Lil Wayne sounds like Jay-Z. They all little Jay-Z prodigies. Like, people don't understand that Jay-Z's influence is just as great as the greats. Like, he's up there. That's why they call him the greats. Like, you know what I mean? Like, 'cause they sound like him, man. A lot of them sound like Jay-Z. Like, and
you can.
And Jay-Z, I mean, even he bit off people. Like before, Jay-Z used to rap like the Fushnikins. You know what I mean? And now he, sounds like an upgraded Big L or something like that. Like, but I'm just saying, like everybody takes from everybody because there's no idea is original. It's a great song by Nas if you do your history, if you even know about the Lost Tapes album. Most people don't even know about that album. But yeah, like I don't know. As far as the conscious rappers, Lupe. I shouldn't say maybe he's a baby Jay-Z. His breathing pattern and delivery is all Jay-Z. That's all Jay-Z. But subject matter, I shouldn't call him that. I should call him a baby Mos Def. Mos Def, Muslim. Mos Def, conscious rapper. Talks about all things that Lupe.
They are similar, but you can't say
no, you can tell. You can tell that he's the Mos Def.
Because Lupe has a whole different style than Mos Def. I love Mos Def too.
He sounds like Jay-Z in his delivery, but his subject matter is Mos Def. It's Mos Def subject matter.
Like his person is totally different. If you ever listen to, like he talks about, like you said, like
he's on that rocker shit, like just like Mos Def. Like he sounds like a baby Mos Def. That's why I can't listen to him, yo. Just listen to the better one.
Listen to Lupe ever.
I've listened to his albums, like
singles.
I listened to his albums, yo. It just sounds like Mos to me, and like a Mos / Jay, like Jay-Z, like if Mos had Jay-Z's delivery, that's Lupe. That's how I feel about Lupe. That's you know what I mean. I don't know, like the conscious rappers, they're cool to a degree. They be getting on all to the inception and cerebral rap. You need to have activity. Like Tupac was really about activity. Tupac was really like.
So is Lupe.
I mean,
and he was involved in he still is in Occupy. He was
and that's
out there.
That's a movement with his chicken with his head cut off.
But
that movement is garbage.
Either way, though, whether it's still talking about changing, like getting out there, like movement, like you said.
Yeah, but I get
no matter where it's going, it's still movement.
Yeah, but
so you can't.
Who's the first person you heard say, or one of the first people you heard say on TV that 9/11 was an inside job? It was Mos Def. Mos Def was on Bill Maher, like.
Okay, and that's good.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, like, and then when when Lupe gets a chance to say it, he don't say it. He was on Bill O'Reilly and didn't say it. He said Obama's a terrorist. You attack Obama.
Obama is.
I mean, regardless, I understand like what he means. I understand. I understand.
So maybe people will be.
No, you need to go. No, you need to bring the real 9/11 inside job, or they let it happen.
But
that's what you need to say. Like,
did more like maybe more people just went over their heads like whatever, he's crazy. And for Lupe to say Obama, maybe people who are actually into Obama, it's just like a different look at it. It's a different perspective. Some people will be like, oh, why isn't he supporting Obama, and look into it. I mean, some people can like, and the same people that would think that might like look at Mos Def his interview and be like, okay, whatever, was an inside job, whatever. You know what I mean? But like if they look at it from a different perspective and see that Lupe's not behind Obama, they'll look into it more.
Yeah,
like, it might just reach more people.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like Bill Maher is HBO. He was on Bill O'Reilly. Lupe was on Bill O'Reilly. He should have said what he had to say. What I know he thinks.
He
but
said
he
Obama
bitched up.
is a terrorist.
He bitched up when the 9/11 thing came. They asked him about it. He danced around it. Like he did not say what he knows and thinks because he bitched up. I'm sorry.
He put it in his music.
Bitched up. I mean, again, you have national television platform and you bitch up. I can't fuck with you, Lupe. Can't even do it.
That interview, so
you got everybody check out the Bill O'Reilly Lupe interview and how Lupe bitches up. I mean, his music is all well and good, but nobody. I mean, like really, how many people are really gonna listen anyway?
People listen to Lupe's music.
I mean, most people don't even listen to music; they just skim through it. So I know the people that buy Lupe's music
are probably listeners.
Are more so listeners. But most of them people don't even. They're not even gonna be active.
You don't know.
You don't know. I know the Lupe listener ain't the active of listeners. They ain't the most active.
How do you know?
Because I've ran into them. I know that vein. Like I like Kweli. I like Mos Def. I like Kweli and Mos Def. Well, Mos Def more than Kweli. But Kweli, Lupe, all that cerebral shit. No, I'm not saying they're bad at all either. I'm just saying that there's a time and place for everything, and they're not covering the whole spectrum. They're only taking a piece of it. That's all I'm saying. Like I can't fuck with nobody that's just a conscious rapper. I can't fuck with nobody that's just a hardcore rapper. That's why 50 is stalling out because he's in that box. He put himself there, and he's in that box. And there's plenty of people in that box because it's fear. That's really what it comes down to. Lupe can't say no tough shit because he knows he can't now. He done committed.
It's not the type of person he is.
I'm just saying, like you need to be versatile to be an overall good artist.
So what do you want him to be like talking about swinging guns?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying like to be assertive in your stance.
And he is assertive in his stance.
No, he's on watch the Bill O'Reilly interview. No, watch the Bill O'Reilly interview. No, watch the Bill O'Reilly interview, and everybody will know what I'm saying.
In his music, he's assertive.
And millions of people watch Bill O'Reilly. Hundreds of thousands buy your records.
Stop talking about the interview.
I'm just saying.
But what I'm saying is like he's assertive in his music. Like you said he has to be versatile. I think he's very versatile. That nerd rap,
man. It's that nerd rap.
So you want him to be talking about singing
guns
and drugs?
I'm
the negativity
I'm just saying that's that nerd rap.
Doesn't need.
Yeah, man.
That's the only difference between nerd rap and what you're talking about. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm talking about physical activity. He's talking about
being
a robot and cerebral, and I'm part of it. Gets up and down the thigh. All that shit, man. All that non-real.
Have you listened to his last two albums?
The history repeats, and I have heard them.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have heard them.
So you want to be saying what you're saying?
He is a basic, regurgitated MC. And he sounds like a baby.
You're just saying that because you don't know. You didn't listen to any of it.
Like it's just the case with most conscious rappers.
I would never diss anybody who I'd never listened to.
Like Immortal Technique. I have listened. I've heard of Lupe before you. That's the funny thing. I've heard his music before you.
Maybe you did.
I know I did. It's not a maybe. It's not a maybe.
You did. Okay. Well, have you listened to his recent music?
Yeah. It's the same shit. I have heard it.
You're talking about him being not like you said that he doesn't go out and like try and like make a movement. He's just sitting there. He's not trying to make a change. And that's all he's doing is trying to make a change and trying to make a movement. Listen to his
No, that's what I'm saying. No. And then he goes about 80% of the way, and then he bitches up.
You only say that because of the one interview.
No, I'm talking about the whole shit.
Yes, it is.
No, you need to talk about health. You need to talk about society.
He talks about not eating fast food. He has a whole song on it.
Yeah, I know he knows about Sebi, like most of these entertainers.
No one cares about Sebi. We're talking about Lupe and the message that they're putting out right now. And that's what he's doing.
Well, you can listen. All right, let's talk about somebody else from Chicago then. Let's talk about somebody else from Chicago who's a conscious artist.
You just want
Common. Let's talk about Common, because he's also conscious. He covers that whole spectrum.
Because he's a vegan, and that's what you want to talk about. I'm talking about the messages that they put out.
And Lupe puts out that nerd message, yo.
You want him to be talking about. So what's the difference between a nerd and versatile? What does he have to do to not be a nerd? Talk about.
Common talks about real things as well. He's conscious.
So you don't think Common's not a nerd?
No, Common ain't a nerd.
Okay, so what is he versatile?
I'm just saying, like Common, like honestly, if you like, I feel like Lupe.
And what's bad about Lupe being how he is? That's how he is.
It's just promoting that nerd shit.
And what's wrong with that?
I mean, that's just that pushover shit. That's that pushover shit.
Who said he's a pushover?
Yo, you can look at Kanye and Lupe. Bill O'Reilly pushed him over.
So you.
I don't know what's wrong with it. The computer glitching.
Well, it's too long anyway. It's still on.
How long is it?
14 minutes.
Alright, well that's it. I'm gonna do another joint now.